A very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Gopinath Mallya. I retired as General Manager of the Integral Coach Factory in Chennai in the year 2024. I was privileged to associate with the Vande Bharat project. Vande Bharat trains, as most of you must be knowing, are indigenously manufactured train, and the Integral Coach Factory is proud to be the only factory in the country which has been involved in the manufacture of these premium coaches. What exactly is the Vande Bharat train? The Vande Bharat trains are semi high speed trains offering you a new genre of travel, and these trains have superior features by way of more conveniences for the passenger, a better riding comfort, the exterior look, the superior quality of interiors, which makes it a train which is exclusive and unlike any other train which is running on the Indian railway system. Let me now tell you something about the Vande Bharat train. The Vande Bharat trains are running in consists of either 8 coaches or 16 coaches. The 16 coach Vande Bharat train carries about 1130 passengers, and it is capable of bidirectional movement. Why it is called a train set is because it doesn't need a separate locomotive for hauling the train. The propulsion is part of the train itself. So that is another unique feature of the Vande Bharat. It's a fully air-conditioned train. Some of the other features, the performance indices of the Vande Bharat. The train has been tested and is found to be satisfactory in all performance indices at a speed of as high as 180 kilometers per hour. The maximum speed at which the train is being operated today is 160 kilometers per hour. The acceleration of this train is very high. It is zero point 0.7 meters per second, which is comparable to the metro trains which are running in India. And the time taken to reach the maximum operational speed of 160 kilometers per hour from the time it starts is just 129 seconds. The Vande Bharat trains have a fully sealed gangway for free passenger movement. This is a total change from the conventional vestibule gangways which the Indian railway coaches have, where you don't feel very safe when moving from one coach to the other. Besides, you have a lot of water entering the trains, a lot of unwanted air and dust entering the trains from these gangways. But on the Vande Bharat, these fully sealed gangways offer you a very safe passage, and at the same time it excludes dust and water out of the system. The Vande Bharat trains also have automatic plug doors. They are basically doors which are controlled centrally by the train operator, and when once these doors are closed, they cannot be opened from inside unless there is an emergency, and there is a safety interlock that unless all doors of the train are closed, the train cannot start. That ensures basic passenger safety. There are continuous sealed windows, and in each coach there are some emergency windows provided for evacuation of passengers during unforeseen disaster, and these windows have been provided with a glass which can be easily removed, and from this the passengers are able to come out. The interiors of the Vande Bharat are done with FRP paneling and a corrugated FRP roof panel design where the fasteners cannot be seen, and as a result the interior look of the Vande Bharat is very different from the standard trains which you run on the Indian railways. There are partitions with electrically operated touch-free sliding doors when you enter into the coach. These ensure that the air conditioned space is exclusive. There are no leakages of the air conditioning, which helps us in conserve energy and ensure efficacy of the air conditioning. There are CCTV cameras installed in all coaches, which can be monitored by the train operator and the guard just to make sure that everything is okay inside the train and the passengers are not facing any unforeseen situation. In case of emergencies, in the Vande Bharat trains, all coaches have been provided with an emergency talkback unit in the seating area as well as outside the seating area, using which they can alert the train driver and the guard if anything unusual is noticed inside the train. And once the driver or the guard get the alert, after this emergency talkback button is operated, they can activate that button, and the conversation between the passenger and the driver oblique guard is enabled, and they can report what is the abnormal situation inside the train because of which they were forced to operate this switch. In the Vande Bharat, we have diffuse lighting using LEDs, and it creates a very pleasant ambience inside the train. The uniformity of the light, its intensity is just right to enable reading, as well as it ensures that it doesn't hurt the eyes. We have a very superior seating system. The seats are of ergonomic design, which means they offer you a very comfortable seating posture. They have a reclining mechanism which enables each seat to be pushed back, and in case of any long journeys, this feature is very useful so that you can be comfortable during that journey of 6 to 8 hours, which is normally the lead time a Vande Bharat train takes to reach from its origin to the destination. Each seat has been provided with a mobile phone charging plug, which can be used with any type of charging socket you want, whether it is a C type or the USB type, or even the conventional plug type of chargers. We have a bottle holder for each seat, things which are not there even in aircrafts. In the executive class, we have revolving seats which enable the seat to be turned around by 180 degrees so that you can orient yourself in the direction of travel. Incidentally, on the Vande Bharat, out of the 16 coaches we have, 2 coaches are of the executive type. For the differently abled passengers, there is a special type of toilet provided with a sliding type of door in the first and the last coach. And in these coaches, a passenger with a wheelchair can easily go inside using a switch outside the toilet, which once pressed ensures that the door smoothly opens and provides a wide passage for the wheelchair to go inside. Each coach is equipped with a mini pantry with provision of hot case, bottle cooler, deep freezer, and hot water boiler. This is to enable the catering staff to serve hot food and beverages and offer cold drinks to the passengers. And it's a quantum jump in the type of catering convenience which is provided to the passenger. The bogies of the Vande Bharat are specially designed. They are boasterless bogies. They have air springs because of which the riding is extremely comfortable. The motors are mounted in a very special way such that the unsprung mass is minimal, which adds to the ride comfort. The ride comfort of the Vande Bharat is comparable to trains running overseas. This is another picture of the bogie, the truck on which the train runs. The braking system is a very superior electro-pneumatic microprocessor controlled braking system where we have a mix of what we call as electrical regenerative braking and the pneumatic and friction brakes. The electrical regenerative braking is a feature unique to the modern trains of Indian Railways, where during braking, electrical energy is supplied back to the mains. This results in huge savings in our electricity bills. And these trains have disc brakes, because of which the wheel wear and tear is considerably reduced, and so is the maintenance effort. The electrical equipment on the Vande Bharat coach is three-phase propulsion with a main converter, with a transformer, a main converter, and an auxiliary converter for feeding the auxiliary loads. The main converter powers the traction motors through inverters. The traction motors are three-phase induction motors, which are provided with a variable frequency, variable voltage drive, whereby the train speeds up in a very smooth, stepless manner, and the braking also happens through the same converters. So in the braking mode, the motors act like generators, and the generated energy is fed back to the power supply system, as I mentioned when I was talking about the brakes. This is just some technical details on the traction converter which we have. This is the auxiliary converter. The auxiliary converter feeds all auxiliary loads on the train like lighting, air conditioning, the braking compressor, and things like that. As I talked about the safety features earlier, one major safety feature we have on the Vande Bharat is every coach is provided with four numbers of emergency windows, which can be easily removed by the passengers in case emergency evacuation is required from the train. On the Vande Bharat, another feature we have is emergency lights. These are disaster lights which are provided in each coach, which light up in the event of power failure. And these are lights which have their inbuilt batteries and can work for 10 hours without external power supply. Cameras are provided outside the train to get a view of what is happening. Suppose something is stuck up, the train driver is able to see. We have signal exchange lights which are provided outside but are operated by the train driver from inside for exchanging wayside signals. This is a big difference from the conventional method of exchanging signals in the conventional trains, where the driver has to show a lamp from inside the train by opening the windows, and there was a safety issue at times with this arrangement. The Vande Bharat trains are provided with a very modern feature called the Train Collision Avoidance System, called TICAS, which is spearheaded by our Honorable Minister of Railways. This ensures that there can never be a collision between a Vande Bharat train and any other train running on the track. This is a safety feature which is going to be path breaking. And finally, Indian Railways are looking forward to increasing the use of Kavach in a progressive way, so that anywhere on the Indian Railways, the possibility of a collision between two trains is completely eliminated. There is a driver guard voice communication system with recording facility and with a storage feature which enables people to analyze what went wrong in the case of unusual occurrence. There are aerosol-based fire detection and suppression systems provided in the electrical cubicles and toilets, which get auto-activated in the event of the temperature going beyond a certain value, and the aerosol is sprayed and the fire gets extinguished on its own. This becomes necessary because there are closed panels which cannot be monitored by the personnel moving inside the train. So this safety feature makes the Vande Bharat different from the other trains where this type of fire prevention system is not installed. The underframe equipment, things which are below the underframe level, are designed for flood proofing, so that in the eventuality of inundation of the tracks, these equipment are not affected, and as soon as the water recedes, we can operate the trains normally without any degraded performance. There are very friendly driver related features on the Vande Bharat, which enables the driver to get a feel of what is happening on the propulsion and auxiliary system on the air conditioning system which is provided on the train. We have a very nice passenger information system and infotainment system provided on the trains, whereby you can find out what speed the train is running at. There is a Wi-Fi provision on the train. You can hook on to the Wi-Fi, and just like in aircrafts, you can watch entertainment channels. As I mentioned earlier, the riding comfort on the Vande Bharat is superior to the normal lot of trains that we have. There is a parameter called the ride index, which for the Vande Bharat is just 3.7, which is much better than the other trains which are running like the Shatabdi and the Rajdhani Express trains. As I mentioned earlier, we have got a variable voltage, variable frequency drive provided on the train as well as for the air conditioning system. This helps us in improving the energy efficiency and ensure that there is minimum wastage of electrical power. And in the case of regenerative braking, the power is fed back to the mains. Lithium ion batteries are provided, which give you a backup power of about 3 hours. So, in the case of overhead line failure, these batteries can still feed the ventilation system and ensure basics comfort of the passengers sitting inside. This I had already mentioned that it takes less than 140 seconds to reach 160 kilometers per hour. That is the pride of Indian Railways, the Vande Bharat for you. Thank you so much for a very patient hearing.